In the heart of the Tartarian Empire, the atmosphere is heavy with anticipation as the young crown prince, Gregory Ghoul III, prepares to ascend the throne. Born to carry the weight of an empire, he now faces his coronation, unaware that shadows from the T.O.E.P. organization are closing in, waiting for the perfect moment to strike at the future of Tartarian. Among the royal guard, an anomaly stands out. A mysterious man, known to us as Landon Barn, remains standing while others kneel. He is no ordinary guard, but a protector whose origins and true strength remain hidden from the prying eyes of the royal court. The rituals proceed with eerie precision, leading up to the final oath-taking. Yet the air is thick with unease. Lord Mushu and his accomplice, Camilla, wait for the opportune moment, knowing that an interruption during the oath would bring eternal misfortune upon the empire. As the sanctifier invites objections, a sudden, lethal stillness breaks. 3 assassins materialize from the shadows, daggers glinting, aiming for the heart of the future king. Terror ripples through the congregation, for everyone believes the prince is already dead. But they have failed to account for one man. With speed that defies human comprehension, Landon Barn blocks the lethal strike, his spear dancing like a blur of iron, saving the prince in the nick of time. The attackers, once confident, now face a demon in human skin. Landon dispatches them with terrifying efficiency, his movements perfectly orchestrated to humiliate and destroy his opponents within seconds. With the immediate threat neutralized, the loyalist minister, Abdali, hustles the dazed prince away. Yet the palace corridors are crawling with traitors, and the true nightmare is only beginning to unfold. The inner halls are no sanctuary, they are a trap. Treachery runs deep, and trusted aides have turned their backs on the minister, revealing their true, greedy motives for power and tyranny. Then from the darkness an old face emerges, Cletus. The uncle of the prince, revealed at last as the architect of the late king's demise, arrives to claim the throne for himself, surrounded by his own loyal butchers. The realization hits the prince like a physical blow. The agony of his father's betrayal by his own kin pushes him to the brink of a psychic collapse that threatens to tear the very foundations of the palace apart. Recognizing the danger of the prince's unraveling power, Landon takes a bold step. He neutralizes the prince with a swift strike, grounding the volatile energy before it can destroy the entire hall. Standing alone with the unconscious prince, Landon faces an army of hostiles. He remains indifferent to their threats, carrying the boy like a mere pebble, his presence alone commanding a silence of pure fear. The traitors, desperate to make their move, prepare a deadly volley of arrows. They feel confident that no single guard, no matter how powerful, can shield the prince and his few loyalists from such a concentrated rain of death. But Landon is a man prepared for modern war in a medieval land. He unleashes stun grenades, turning the grand hall into a blinding, deafening void, robbing the attackers of their senses. Panic erupts. The blinded and deafened guards turn on each other, a massacre born of fear and disarray. Landon seizes this moment to move the survivors toward the balcony. As the ground battle stalls, the sky itself opens up. Air Force units arrive, appearing as strange round birds above, signaling the commencement of Operation Hell. Heaven itself seems to rain wrath upon the traitors. Massive craters tear through the earth, obliterating the enemy cavalry. The palace guards below, seeing this devastation, bow in terror, believing it a divine sign of Gregory's legitimacy. The battle rages for hours, but the tide has irrevocably turned. With the survivors secured, Landon unveils his identity, declaring himself the ruler of the prestigious empire of Baymard, leaving the Tartarian ministers in utter shock. In the safety of the grand banquet hall, the survivors are greeted by the marvels of Baymard. Scientific documents, precise timepieces, and detailed agendas lay before them, a glimpse of a world far more advanced than their own. Landon addresses the gathered leaders. He speaks not of conquest, but of a grand alliance, offering the Tartarian Empire a chance to rise above the cycle of war and poverty. The seeds of a new era are sown. Meanwhile, the desperate and shattered Cletus flees, led by a T.O.E.P. operative into the bowels of the palace, seeking escape through ancient, secret tunnels he never knew existed. The operative, intimately familiar with Morgani's secret intel, navigates the palace's hidden traps using an ancient folk song. The floor itself responds to the rhythm, revealing the path to the subterranean escape route. Just as the path opens, the inevitable arrives. Landon crashes through the wall, cutting off their escape. The battle for the fate of Targaryen reaches its climax in this lonely, high-floor office. Landon dominates the combat, his techniques refined and brutal. The skilled operative finds his usual repertoire of blade work countered and dismantled by Landon's overwhelming physical dominance. Cletus, once a pretender to the throne, finds himself utterly broken. His savior is now his judge, and his arrogance has been stripped away, leaving only a man facing the consequences of his treachery. As the war winds down, the aftermath brings a strange new sight. In the field hospitals, the traditional gender roles crumble as trained healers from Baymard work with focus and strength, earning the respect of the stunned Targaryen warriors. In the shadows, the remnants of the conspiracy gather. Fear replaces their ambition as they argue, realizing they have played themselves into a losing hand, and the storm of Baymard is far from over. The treaty is signed, cementing a future between Baymard and Targaryen. The empire stands at a precipice, looking toward a path of modernization and alliance that promises to reshape their world forever. But while the capital celebrates, a shadow mission continues in the outskirts. Lucy and her team prepare to breach the fortress of the underground base, their mission only just beginning. The true game has only just started.